Hey guys, it's Chief TC here, and I'll be covering the Th10 Falcon. Alright, so in this attack, I did a 2-star on a Town Hall 11. No, they didn't have any clan castle troops for whatever reason, and so I took advantage of it. You know, I modified my army. Normally I'll bring about 3 rages, and since it didn't have any clan castle troops, I didn't feel that I had to bring any poisons, so I dropped 1 less rage, and then I brought some quakes. That way I can just go straight into that base. But alright, let's get started. Alright, so when you're doing this attack, you're gonna wanna first I'm gonna drop my quakes just to get that out of the way. But I bring a baby dragon, that way I can help funnel the EQ into the direction I want to go. So I want her going, northeast. I dropped my king over there, which I shouldn't have. I should have dropped down that camp that's remaining right there where I dropped that Valk, but I didn't. So he's gonna end up walking all the way around. He ended up being a complete waste. So once I destroy most of the trash buildings, I'm gonna drop a rage. That way my Valks get into the base, heal remotely right after, and then once they're into that core, I'm gonna rage them up again. I brought the quakes, that way they would go into the town hall and I could get that 2-star for sure. I ended up doing a lot better than what I would have thought, seeing that this is a town hall 11 with the Eagle artillery. But this is pretty much it right here, and that baby dragon, it ended up staying alive for quite some time, so I got really good value out of that. And this is pretty much over. It's just going to be hitting the wall until the king takes him out. Alright, so let's go to this new attack from last war. I ended up 3-starring this Town Hall 10.5. Even with the Town Hall 11 in our war, I still pull engineered bases. So I don't know, Supercell really needs to fix that. But here's a really crappy base. It is a max Town Hall 10. Besides the expos, he should have, made a new base. That expo is ground, the bomb tower is right next to it. So, that's why one of the reasons why I brought the balloons. That way once my troops were into the center of that base and archer towers were targeting my Valks and stuff, I could just drop my balloons over there and it wouldn't be a problem. So, you see right here, I dropped 1 poison. I should be dropping this other poison here in a second. No, I didn't. I should have. I don't know why I didn't. But, okay, so I actually did really bad funneling again. I'm working on that part, but basically you're going to want your king to walk towards the center with the Valks and everything, and then, they're going to rage to that center, heal up in the middle, and then rage them again. It's just, most of the time the healers will transition straight over to the Valks or the bowlers or whatever, and then they'll stay alive. So my king, he ends up staying alive throughout the whole raid with like a sliver of health left, and then I just swagged that poison, which I should have dropped that poison on all the lava pups, but I didn't. Okay, so here is this other attack. This is that Town Hall 10.5 I was talking about. this is a max Town Hall 10 with, that 4th expo. This is a higher AQ, higher, just higher heroes, plus he is that level 11 Grand Warden. So let's get started. This attack, honestly, it did not go nowhere near as planned. You'll see right here, I'm going to drop my queen in that north corner. Okay, so I dropped that baby dragon, hoping it would funnel her to walk, southwest, but it didn't. The baby dragon messed me up, and so she walks the other way, which, of course I started to panic, just like, every other every time you mess up. So I dropped that wizard to try to help create that funnel. I dropped that rage. You can drop a rage on her if you need to. You don't have to save them all for the Valks and everything in the middle. But see, I wasn't really thinking right here. I shouldn't have dropped my king right there, but you know, I did. But you know, it ends up working out. So basically, he's gonna help destroy all those trash buildings. So that's when I decided, oh man, I really gotta try to fix this. So I started dropping my Valks, that way I could funnel them into the base. And I tried to get value out of that boulder bounce. But you know, so he goes down. You know, my Valks and the boulders, they're going into the base. The queen's gonna follow them. You know, I dropped both the poisons on the clan castle troops. You know, I'm really using that heal, and then I dropped another rage. And now, since that multi-inferno is right there targeting the troops, I dropped that heal just to negate the effect. And now I'm dropping those back end balloons, which, you know, I got some pretty good value out of that. You know, right? Ooh, the splash damage from the death. You know, they took out that wizard tower, and then the queen, she dies at the last minute, but I had so much cleanup troops that it really didn't matter. When you're using this attack, you really want to look for, like, where you're gonna send your Valks. That way, you know, like if there's a bunch of buildings that'll pull the Valks into the center, and if like there's heroes in the center, then that'll pull them into the center too. So it works out. So here I ended up using this in multiplayer, just because I'm going to use this to max my walls. I think, I don't know, I'm kind of debating on if I want to do that or if I want to drop down to bronze 1 and then Barch. I don't know, I've been told it's, you know, bronze 1's great for you know, golden elixir. But so right here, you know, I don't even need to rage them up. I am gonna drop a rage right here. The queen doesn't go into the middle of the base, so you know, I rage them, and now I drop that heal in the beginning. That way I could just negate the effect of that multi-inferno. You know, I'm gonna drop another heal just to negate the effect. You know, and then, you know, plus that healer's right on them. So I mean, I'm just getting great value out of it. So I should have dropped the rage over more to the right, but I didn't. But I mean, it didn't really matter. And I brought, you know, the balloons, that way they could help. You know, basically kind of like use them like surgical balloons. I know my queen, she ended up going down, but my king stayed alive throughout this raid. And then there's just so much troops that it didn't matter. And then I didn't even need to use the poisons or anything, so it worked out great. This is a really powerful attack, and I definitely enjoy it. Alright, so let's hop over to this other war. You know, I had to wait a little just so I can get more content. That way I can share this video. So I hit this Town Hall 11. It is a max Town Hall 10, you know, with the Grand Warden, and then it has the Eagle Artillery. It might have, you know, the additional cannon and the Archer Tower. Well, let's get to this attack. Alright, so I'm going to start over here on this gold storage. I dropped my baby dragon first, just so I can help create that early funnel. That way I get my queen walking the way I want her to walk. And I was hoping the baby dragon would hop over to that elixir collector, but it didn't, so it died, which is no big deal. It's whatever, it served its purpose. So now, you know, she's going to be walking that way. I'm going to drop that wizard over there, and I drop my king on the lab right there. That way he walks that way, because I need them to walk into the base right there. So now that that Eagle Artillery is activated, I got to drop both my poisons on the clan castle. I got to hurry up, rage them, and I got to heal them. That way, you know, they don't take tremendous amount of damage from that Eagle Artillery. And now that the king's right there, I'm going to rage them again. It's going to pull them into the center of the base. The queen's there. I'm going to drop another heal underneath that Inferno. And now it's just, I'm waiting for them to just get the full value of that heal. I'm going to drop that rage on the bowlers right there. That way they destroy the Eagle Artillery. They keep them at full health. And that balloon up there I got some pretty good value out of that. Unfortunately, right here, this is where, it kind of sucked, because now that balloon's going straight for that air defense. And so, I mean, it's going to go down rather quickly. And then, my queen and the bowlers, they're going to walk up and take out those collectors. So I'm getting even more percentage on this Town Hall 11. I don't 3-star it. I mean, I came pretty close. Maybe if the bowlers would have walked in front of the queen, I could have used them as tanks and I could have got more value out of that. But it didn't work out like that. She's too fast for him. So she's at full health. She still has her ability. So I'm gonna get some decent value out of that. Destroy a couple buildings, but that cannon over there, I think, is gonna take her out. Yep, right there. And then so this raid is pretty much over. And then I'm gonna show this other. It's a Town Hall 9 Falcon, but it was just so good that I have to show it. I 3-starred it. Once that way I can just clean it up or whatever. But this was kind of like a preliminary scout. Plus, I mean, it got a 95 2-star percent, which was, it's pretty incredible. I mean, this Town Hall 10 does have Town Hall 9 baby heroes, but it does have those single inferno towers, which, I mean, once they lock onto the troops, and then they're pretty much gonna be roasted in a few seconds. So he's using that baby dragon to help create that funnel. That way his troops walk towards the queen, and now that most of those trash buildings right there, they're wiped out. He's gonna rage through those walls, destroy those buildings right there. And now that the clan castle troops are coming out, he's gonna drop his poison on it and that heal, because that baby dragon's in that rage mode. And then he quickly wipes out that inferno tower. He only has one more heal left. I probably I don't know. I'm not sure if I would have dropped it on the Inferno Tower, the skeleton spell, or right now I would have dropped it on the bomb tower right there. That way it can wipe it out. And now he has those hogs coming in at the end, which is going to destroy those buildings. The hogs are going to go down really quick because of those skeleton spells, or not spell, the trap. But now it turns into a kind of like not a queen, but a king walk. And so he's gonna walk over there, and he's pretty much gonna tank for. He's not gonna have to pop that ability. So the queen takes out the cannon, and now everything is gonna be locked onto that king, and he's underneath that healer, so he's gonna stay alive. It looks like he's still getting healed up to full health. Plus that bowler's going over there. Which, the healers, they should have transitioned over to it, but they didn't. So he's gonna, the bowler is back at full health now. And now they're just trying to, they're gonna end up, well, they're not gonna meet, but if the king would have been able to get in front of the queen and tank for her for the rest of this raid, this would have been, without a doubt, a 3-star. But yeah, it didn't work out like that, which is whatever. So she pops her ability, a little early. It would have been pretty close if he would have waited on popping her ability. But this is right here where, the queen, she's just too fast. She gets out of that range of that cannon, so the cannon's gonna take her out. And now it's pretty much time. It would have been really close to a 3-star. I don't know if he would have actually 3-star or not, just because of time, but it definitely would have came really close. I'll show my raid, just because I use the same attack, but except instead of using hogs, I used some back end balloons, which I attack this base, honestly, was pretty poor. My attack could have been a lot better. So I started, dropping my baby dragon over there, and I'm gonna funnel this side of the base rather than the same side that he did. Just because I thought that my bowlers could get really good value out being in the middle, where the king compartment is. Just because, the bowler bounce, and then the queen could have took out the Inferno Tower right there. But it didn't work out like that. I should have healed those Valks. And now I'm just going to bring those back in balloons. Which they got, some value. I'm not going to say they got a whole lot of value, but they got some value. And then, the healer transitioned over to the king. And, they both heroes, they both have their abilities. The skeleton trap just got shredded by that Valk. And now the king was tanking for the queen and the bowler and that Valk remaining, but he went out of the range, so it was retargeted. But yeah, I mean, this base was just destroyed by this attack. I highly recommend using this attack, to farm with and just use it in war. But alright, I'll catch you guys later. I'm hoping I'll be able to get some more Town Hall 9 Falcon attacks in war, but then again, it depends on what bases pop up and what attack will be most efficient to 3-star it with. But alright, I'll see you guys later.